Okay, here we go. Hello, everybody, and welcome to our Monday night call. I am Michelle Stuchel, and I'm a Senior Gold Ambassador, and I am so excited about tonight's call. I am going to share my screen in a second. And I said in the little link that some of you may or may not know this, but I'm a certified life coach. And one of the things that I do with my clients is help them become clear in their goals and their mission and their vision and help them achieve their goals. And if you're anything like me, and if you're in the June accountability chat, you've been watching training videos, you're learning all this great material, but here's the deal. We all know just about everything we need to know to take us to diamond. The question is, what are we going to put into practice, and how are we going to implement what we are hearing? So let me share my screen. My topic tonight is keys to reaching your goals. Okay, go ahead and share. Keys to reaching your goals. Okay, so the first thing we need to talk about is mindset. What are you believing? And this is why we're doing our book study on Switch on Your Brain. Everything about you, where your mind goes, the person will follow. As a man thinks in his heart, so he is. That's scripture. That's truth. What are you believing? This is critical for success and for you reaching your goals. Brittany says all the time, this business is 20% skill and 80% mindset. So let's look at the three areas of thought of what we're believing. What are you believing about yourself? Are you believing that you can do this? Are you believing that you have what it takes, that you're a leader? Are you believing that you can actually make it through the hard times? Do you believe that you've got enough grit to make it through the ups and downs? Do you believe that you can communicate effectively? What are you believing about yourself? What are you believing about the products? Do you have enough information to say without a shadow of a doubt that these products are life-changing and a gift? Do you need to beef up your product knowledge on some of these issues? What are you believing about when somebody says, oh, I'm having bloating or I feel nauseous? Does that rattle you to the core? Because you don't have enough belief in the products? It doesn't rattle me anymore. I know that there's an explanation. I want to ask a lot of questions because I know that these products work and that everything in them is beneficial for every person. What are you believing about the products? And then what are you believing about the opportunity? I used to be very skittish about talking about the opportunity and about what we are offering with people besides the products, the business, financial freedom. But I don't question that anymore. More people go to bed at night worried about money than they do about their health. We have answers for both. When you believe that we truly have the answers to people's biggest stressors in life, you can't help but share. You can't help but people. As you think, so your body and your actions go. If you believe that these products are too expensive, guess what? You're going to act like they're too expensive. If you believe that, no one can really get above silver, guess what? You're not going to have anybody go above silver. When you believe that these products are a gift and they're life-changing and that our opportunity is life-changing and can transform families and generations, you will act like that and you will put yourself forward and you will share with people. You'll get your eyes off of yourself and onto others to make it available to them. What are you believing? Okay, let's talk about habits, okay? I know we're jumping all over, but remember, these are keys to success. What's stealing your time? When you get on to do IPA or to comment in a Boost chat, does your thumb start flicking and all of a sudden you're reading about the neighbor's pet gerbil and then you're commenting and looking at all those comments? What's stealing your time? Is it when you're working, you're actually working in the kitchen and your kids are constantly coming in and asking for snacks or you have to change a diaper? That was me. I now have to go into my room and work so I'm not interrupted. What is stealing your time? Here's a great question to look at your habits. What's frustrating you? One of the things I realized that was frustrating me was just that, sitting at the table at my desk in the kitchen trying to do work, and I was getting interrupted all the time. Well, come on. Since when did my kids have to be quiet coming into the kitchen and not talk to their mom? Of course they're going to talk to me when I'm in the kitchen. It was frustrating me, so I had to do something different. I had to change a habit, do something different to make myself effective. What are you tolerating? That's another great question to get at a habit that you need to change. Because remember, your habits will eventually create the character which will form your destiny. Habits are what will take you and make the difference between achieving your goals and just doing it by the wayside. What do you need to say yes to? Is it a power hour? Is it time blocks of 30 minutes not disrupted IPA? Is it 30 minutes of follow-up? What do you need to say yes to? Is it a planner? Is it changing your planner? What do you need to say yes to? Is it more personal growth? And then, of course, when you say yes to something, you're always going to have to say no to something because we have a finite amount of time. So when you're saying no to something, it means when you're saying yes to something, you're going to have to say no to something else. When I'm saying yes to this Bible study or this book study on Thursday night, I can't go out every Thursday night, right? If I'm saying yes to IPA in a power hour, I'm saying no to checking Facebook and Instagram. If I'm saying yes to phone calls, I'm not going to be scrolling and looking at my Instagram account while I'm talking to somebody on the phone. What do you need to say no to? And no is a very, very powerful word. Okay. Going back to what are you believing? I think I messed up the slides. The power of believing comes in affirmations. Okay. Going back to what you're believing. What are you speaking over yourself? The power of life and death is in the tongue. Okay. Words are powerful. Do you remember what we talked about in book study? Thoughts have creative power and it can actually change your brain, okay? So what are you believing and saying over yourself? Your perception will always dictate your behavior. So what's holding you back from moving forward with your vision? Is it that you're not confident enough? Is it that you're afraid people are going to reject you or you're afraid of what they're going to think? Is it you think the products are too expensive? Is it that you think the people aren't going to want what you have? Well, this is the power of an affirmation, okay? Take that negative thought, write the opposite of it in the positive, and that is your new empowering belief. At the end of last year, I had an atrocious retention rate. And when I say atrocious, I mean atrocious. Do you know what my empowering belief is right now? I have an 85% retention rate. My word for the year was discipline because I knew I needed discipline in my life. When I'm with my kids homeschooling, I need to be homeschooling. But when I'm doing IPA, I need to be doing IPA. So my word is discipline. You know what my empowering belief is? I am disciplined with my time, and I have all the time that I need to accomplish what God has for me each day. Whatever it is for you, this is another one that I have. I attract leaders to my team. I attract influencers. My team is a team full of leaders. What is it for you? Here's another one. People want what I have. I am offering the gift of health and financial freedom. People flock to me because they need what I'm offering. Whatever it is for you, take that and write it down. And then speak it over yourself. Chris Holtzclaw told me about this great app. It's called Think Up. And you can record, after you've written your affirmations down, you have to write them down. You can record them on this app, and then you can listen to yourself, your recording, speaking your empowering beliefs and your affirmation. There's something so incredibly powerful about hearing your own voice, speaking life over yourself. It's really life-changing. So I encourage you, don't just think about it. Do it. Take the time. to examine your beliefs, create affirmations, examine your habits, and then move forward. Okay, let's talk about how to write these affirmations. The first one, make them in the present tense. Don't say, when I'm a diamond, I'm going to have all the time in the world. Right now, I have all the time that I need. Okay, present tense. I have an 85% retention rate. I am a diamond ambassador. I am a great leader. I am an influencer of influencers. Stated in the positive. You're not going to say, I don't want sugar. That's not positive. Say, I crave healthy things. I am a leader of leaders. Always state your affirmations in the positive because the brain cannot comprehend the negative. Okay? Keep it short and specific. Make it very doable and digestible for your mind. And keep it emotionally charged. Okay? I am a leader of leaders. You know, when I say I have a retention rate of 85% because people need what I'm offering, that's emotionally charged, and that gets me every single time. And then the key, repetition and persistence. You don't just write it somewhere and be done with it and pick it up in 2 months. You've got to get this in you, especially when it's a weak point. Like for me, retention was very weak, so I had to continue to meditate on it and meditate on it and speak it over myself and be persistent. Discipline was another area. I am disciplined. Every day I say that several times a day. I am disciplined with my time. I am disciplined with my time. Because guess what? It will create that new neural pathway. It will change the composition of your brain, and it will finally guide your behavior, because as a man thinks in his heart, so he is. Whatever the mind of man can conceive and believe, it can achieve. What if we really believe that? What if we really believe that? Okay, another key to reaching your goals is your vision. Okay, Michelle, great. We all want to be diamonds. Woohoo! That's wonderful. I'm glad you want to be a diamond. But have you written that down? There are power in words, but guess what? The Lord said, write the vision down, make it plain, so that he who reads it may run. That's not my idea, that's God's. And if God has something to say, you better believe my ears are perking up and I'm going to follow it. He told us, write it down, because words have power. It's great for you to speak it out, but you must write it down. So as you read it and as you listen to it, record it, you are going to find yourself and your actions running after that vision. Write it down. Okay? Your vision must be clear and specific, and written in the past tense as if it's already taken place. Okay? And when writing about yourself, write it in the present tense as if you are the person that you want to be. This is an incredibly effective key to reaching your goals. Think about where you are now. Now think about a diamond that you admire and the discrepancy there. Like there was a time where I used to be so hesitant about sharing the business opportunity. And then I thought, you know what? I don't think Kristen Abart's hesitant about sharing the business opportunity. I don't think Lori Welch is hesitant about sharing the business opportunity. When I'm a diamond, I don't think I'm going to be hesitant or timid about sharing the opportunity, because I'm going to know what I have on my hands. Well, why on earth am I waiting? I am that diamond now. I'm simply waiting for that rank to come to pass, because I'm not going to quit. I'm going to get there. And I'm going to keep going. Guess what? I'm confident and I can share the business opportunity. Amy McAtee heard me talking to somebody in the kitchen as we were cooking last week, because I know what I have on my hands. I know where I'm going. I know who I am. I'm just waiting for it to come to pass. As you see yourself and write those things down about yourself in the present and past tense, you're going to start to believe that. And guess what? You're going to start walking that out. As you're writing this down, this is kind of like the flip side of your why, okay? Your why is why you're doing this. Your vision is what you're accomplishing, okay? Write it down with descriptive and emotional terms. What's your family look like? What are your kids saying? What are you able to do? What's your husband saying? What does your bank account look like? What's your stress level or peace level like as you've accomplished your vision? Your why is critical, and we've said that over and over again. Write your why down, share it with your sponsor, but your vision, your why is like the motor that gets you there, right? Your vision is where you're going. How does it feel when you're there? What's happened? What opportunities has it afforded you and your family? This is going to propel you. Your why is the engine. Your vision is where you're going to be. Guess what? That's a key to success, is you keep that in front of you. Okay, so let's talk about more of reaching your goals. Okay, you've all heard about SMART goals, and we all, we've been talking a lot about leaders retreat and rank ups, and how do we make that happen, especially when it seems like it can be a reach. We've all heard about SMART goals, right? Specific and measurable, motivating, attainable, relevant, trackable, time-bound. You can't just say, I'm going to get to leaders retreat. You can't just say, I'm going to be a diamond. You've got to make specific goals, okay? Specific and measurable. For example, I love in our chat that we said, what are your point goals for Leaders Retreat this month? Okay? That's specific. That's a number that's measurable that you can shoot for. It's motivating. I've got an incentive in June. I want that daggone beach towel and cooler. I've got motivating. I've got Leaders Retreat that's motivating me. Attainable and aligned. Okay? I'm not going to set a 1,000-point goal for June. That's ridiculous. I'm not going to get 1,000 points in the month of June. But I could set a reach goal and a stretch goal and a big, hairy, audacious goal. And I did. Okay, relevant goals. Of course, we want our goals to be moving us in the right direction. And trackable and time-bound. I'm not just going to say, I want 300 goals over the, I want 300 goals or 300 points. I want 400 points this month. That's my goal. Now, I read an article recently that said most people, the people that are happiest in their jobs, don't use SMART goals, meaning attainable, like easy goals. Most people that are the happiest in their jobs set big, hairy, audacious goals. They set goals like they're reaching for the moon and then they're going to hit the stars. Don't be afraid to set big, hairy, audacious goals. Talk to your sponsor, talk to your upline about what that looks like for you. Because once you have your goal, you're going to break it down into smaller steps, okay? So you've got this big, hairy goal about points for the month of June. Back it up and look at the numbers. If I've got, a 300-point goal for the month of June for Leaders Retreat, what does that mean? If I need so many joins, how many new contacts do I need to do each day? How many follow-ups do I need to do each day? Break it down by week. If it's 300 points and I need X amount of joins, that means X amount per week. How many follow-ups? Am I following up with our current ambassadors? How many new joins do I need each month? Break it down into small, actionable steps. How many new joins? How many silvers? It's very doable if you break down the big goal into small, bite-sized pieces. Say that I want, 100 new contacts in a week. Well, how many, if I'm going to do 5 days a week or 6 days a week, what does that look like? Break it down into steps. It's very, very doable. Okay, I think I can stop sharing now. So here's my question to you. None of this is new information. There's nothing new under the sun. So I want you to think about this. What area do you need to focus on? Is it your thought life? If it is, is it about yourself? Is it about the products? Is it about the opportunity? Have you been doing affirmations? Do you have them written down? What about your habits? What do you need to change in your habits? When you sit down to do IPA, do you have focus time? Do you have 15 minutes a day that you can just send out new messages? so many, we don't, it's not a lack of knowledge. Every one of us could have given this team call, but what do you need to put into practice? It's the doing, it's the doers of the word that bear fruit. What do you need to tweak? What's frustrating you in your habits? What's stealing your time? What do you need to tweak here and there? Can you see yourself as the diamond? What's different about where you are now and where you're going? That discrepancy is what you're supposed to work on. Does that make sense? What about breaking down your goals? Are you talking to your upline about your goals? Are you setting goals that are big, hairy, and audacious, or are you keeping them safe? When was the last time you did a stretch goal? So this is all, none of this is new. This is all, things that we know. This is 80% skill, 20%, 20% skill, 80% mindset. Your habits, your thought life, your affirmation. What is that one thing you need to tell yourself? What is that one thing that you need to change about your time? Have you written down your vision? And I think we've got 5 minutes to spare, and that's just about all I have. So with 5 minutes to go, Brittany, do we want to open it up for questions, or what do you think?
Yeah, that's totally fine. If anybody has a question, can you put it in the chat? Type it out in the chat. That was a really good info, Michelle, just so you know. Really, really good.
Thank you. Questions, or if anybody wants to share what they need to work on, accountability is where it's at. I mean, I would challenge all of you to get with your sponsor and talk about what is that one thing that you need to work on. I mean, I told Brittany, and I still tell her, discipline, that's my thing. I need to work on discipline. When I'm homeschooling my kids, I'm homeschooling my kids. When I'm doing IPA, I'm doing IPA.
I tell my sponsor a million things I need to work on.
Me too.
Fix me.
That's right.
Charity wants to know, what is the app that you use?
Yes, it is Think Up. I can show you a screenshot of it, or just hold up my phone. Yeah, you see, you probably can't see it. It's called Think Up. Yeah. I love that everyone's writing down things. That's great.
Yeah, this is awesome. People are seeing areas where they can improve.
Yeah. Well, again, it's an application, because I mean, we can be on these calls every day, and we're having this great accountability chat in June. We're watching all these training videos, but unless we digest it and make it our own and live it out, knowledge puffs up, but doing the work is where fruit comes. So that's all I got.
Thank you, Michelle. That was so good. So good.
All righty. Well, I guess I can stop recording.